What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Got Kendrew here, and that means we got a Speed 6. And we are doing another mount. Transmission mount from Damond, only the best. This bastard was stupid expensive. Should be the best mount on the market, so we'll see how it is, I guess. That's a lot of money for one mount, and I guess it's a pain in the ass to install, so we got the battery tray out, we got the battery out. Apparently we have to move this fuse panel out of the way a little bit to get to one of the bolts. This is the mount here. So, this does suck. If you're doing this, you're gonna wanna unbolt your fuse box here. There's three, one here, and one down there. You're gonna need to move it a bit, like to have the play to be able to get to these two bolts down here. One's there and one is there. What I did was take a ratchet with two extensions, and I went down here to get one of them, and then I went to the front and got the other one, and then that's those two. Now we just need this big one here, which is easy to get to, this big one down there, one under the linkage here. I think that's it. It's kind of a mess of wires because the ECU is here, but for the fuse panel, but it's definitely seems doable. I guess we're not even halfway there, but it's coming. We got the jack under the car to keep some weight off the mount while we undo all the bolts. All right, here it is. This is the one that goes right through the mount itself. So now hopefully the mount itself will come out. Ridiculous job. If you're doing it, don't think it's gonna be easy, because it's definitely not. You're gonna want to take your battery box out. Just do it. Saves you a lot of room. Your linkage also right here should come out. There's this little clamp clip thing here. It was like this around here, like that. I just flipped it around like this and then hammered it down to get it off because it was kind of seized. And then you can just slide this out of the way and get that big nut down there. And that's the last one for a transmission bracket. Then it's just the two on the side there, back in there. And that should be it. It should come out, but probably not, because this is being an absolute bitch. So that's the last one. Ooh, now it's all loose. Now we can get those side ones, I think. So the mount and the bracket and the mount are separate, but once you get the three out of the mount itself, then you should be able to lift up with the actual mount itself loose. Should be able to lift up on the bracket and slide it out from the bottom. Again, those 1, 2, 3 main ones, and then your mount sitting here with the long one through the middle. So with that bracket out, you can actually get a ratchet and a socket for these bottom two that go into the frame rail of the mount, before the mount. But this is Canadian Speed, and they don't come out very nicely. This is the last one.
Get in there.
It's gonna fight till the last thread. There she goes. Look at all that mud. That is ridiculous. Oh man. What a bitch to get out.
Yeah, she's definitely busted.
That's it, snapped there and busted inside there. We got her though.
Yeah, halfway there, hey!
Alright, so here's all the parts that we've got. The bushing itself, the lower transmission bracket, or transmission, yeah, bracket, and then the actual mount for the bushing itself, which will sit something like that. So, 3 pieces, and then all the hardware here. There's no instructions. For some reason Damond doesn't send instructions, but it shouldn't be too hard to figure out. This just sits at the bottom. Like that. One bolt. I guess we just don't use this one, which was from the bracket on the old one. I guess we don't use it at all. The 2 studs, and then one right in the middle where the bushing will sit. bracket's in there, you saw at the bottom. Then you put the bushing in, we're thinking. The long bolt goes through the middle. You gotta go under the shifter linkage, and then you can put the nut on the other side. There. So we'll tighten that all up, and then we can do the top mount bracket, and that should be it. But we're probably gonna run into some sort of roadblock that makes this way more difficult than it has to be. Okay, so everything is mounted up except for the bolts that go through here, through the mount itself to connect it to the upper mount. Or I guess I'll just call it the bushing, to connect the bushing to the upper mount. So we're gonna have to jack up the transmission, I'm assuming, so that it slides in. You can see the gap there. That's gotta go all the way through. So we'll try jacking up from underneath and see what happens. See how sweaty I am? Never install one of these. If you have to do it, get a shop to do it. This is the most brutal install ever. It's so annoying. This is like 3 hours. Oh. If you're not good with tools and you don't wrench on cars very often, don't do this. This is ridiculous. This is such a pain in the ass. Just trying to line everything up is just annoying. But I think we got everything in except for this one bolt Kendrew's gonna try putting in right now, which doesn't want to line up for us either. No. But everything else is pretty good. Everything's nice and tight and installed, so that's pretty well it. That's it for this. Like, there's nothing else to show you guys. This is gonna be probably a horrible video just because we spent like 3 hours doing this, just trying to screw around with it to get it to work. Like, I'm filthy. Like, this was a horrible install, by far one of the worst I think I've ever done on a Speed, but it's done, it's in, it's finished, thank God. I would just get a shop to do this if you guys are gonna do it, unless you're really good with wrenches. Not trying to be a bitch or anything, but this car is really rusty and stuff, so bolts didn't want to come out. But I'm not gonna complain. It's done. We got it fucking finished. There's nothing else to do but put the rest of it back together. Yeah. Catch you guys in the next video. Peace.